the light from my eyes, in the blood from my heart. When all this dark matter.
Welcome, Mike Crawford. Special video episode, I guess. We're not going live because I don't trust the YouTube algorithms playing music. So we're going to do a little test video to see if they allow us to play the greatest live music band currently around. I think rock music, anyways. I love them. Pearl Jam. Today, on a rainy snow day where everything got canceled for me mostly, Pearl Jam put out their new song from their new musical release. Dark Matter is the song. We're going to review it. We're going to play it, maybe talk a little bit about Pearl Jam, why I like them so much. And also, they got a new tour. They announced that today, too. They're going to be touring United States and Europe this year. I believe that starts in May and September. They have 2 dates at Fenway Park. I'm getting excited for. Oh, my God. This is exciting. In 2024, to have a band like Pearl Jam still matter to people like me and others, and very exciting, and new music. One of the reasons I really like this band is they change me. They always feel like my older brother. And I liked, I've been involved in the music scene local. So mostly, one of the things I want to try to do on the show a little more is bring on some of my old friends, musicians and new friends, maybe some hip hop artists too locally, and have a little more fun on the show and dive into some things from my past. Because I used to book a lot of local music shows, especially I managed a band at one point, industrial goth metal band. They did a couple tours in New England and even booked a festival out west. It was great. But I also booked a lot of other artists, hip hop and rock bands, especially. And I have a lot of favorite bands, local and some nationals too. Mostly around cannabis. The Mass Can Normal Boston Free Rally was one of the biggest events I did, but also some other events too. I used to just, book shows too. I had a series at a club that no longer exists called Good Times, called the Beantown Meltdown, which was pretty fun. It was 36 bands, like a battle of the bands. And we, unlike a lot of the other battle of the bands, we really tried to make it a huge event and make sure that people got rewarded for their time and money invested in the event. And it got big, and we gave away a lot of stuff, like even to people who would show up. We gave a Budweiser guitar to one of the lucky attendees of finals, as well as like the best guitarist of all the bands. So we had so many things like that we threw in. We threw in an arcade game to one of the winners, Audible Mainframe, rest in peace, Expo. He was amazing. He went on to do big things too. So it was a hip hop rock event, and I've always been into that. So for me, mostly what you're going to find here is when we talk about music, it's going to be local. And but again, I love some national bands, and Pearl Jam is like number one going right now. You've seen me cover a little bit of the Nirvana stuff with American Spy Fox. Tonight, I figured we'd get into Pearl Jam. And one of the reasons I love them so much is how they play music with other musicians. They cross over a lot. If I ever get a chance to interview, probably one of my top people up there with Barack Obama and Tracy Chapman is Eddie Vedder. If I ever got to interview him, I would love to ask him about some of the Boston music scene that he likes. I know it's probably been influential on him. I wonder if he knows bands like SSD. I'm sure he probably does. But also bands like Jay Giles and Nervous Eaters, Mission of Burma. I could name all these bands. My girlfriend, and that's the other thing about music with me is my girlfriend has been like the local music queen in Boston for a long time. So I've met a lot of these artists. I love them all, and I'll obviously ask him about the Hot Stove Cool Music thing he has done. Pearl Jam and their members have done a lot for charity, so I love them for that. Probably ask him about Will Daly and Buffalo Tom and so many other great bands. But the reason I love them is because they are pragmatic with their power, and they've taken stands, and they've taken shit, and they've readjusted, and they've focused on their strengths, which is their live music. And I love also a lot of the songs, and especially like WMA is one of my favorites by far. And so much of the music has changed me. As a young person, I related to so much of what he was singing about, and especially the family stuff. So many of us in that Gen X age group went through divorces and realizing how it affects you maybe as a young adult versus when you were younger, when you're going through it, you kind of ignore it. And then dealing with it. And the arc on his story is so amazing because I don't think he wanted to be known for the story of what happened with him and his dad and his mom and his stepdad and all that. But in the end, he recently put out the latest single, the solo album he put out, the latest solo Eddie Vedder album with his father on it. And it was so amazing to see that arc and to see him get that ending, and I feel like in my own life, I've kind of had that. I have love for all of my parents, my stepdad, my mom, my dad, everybody. Hasn't always been easy. And I think that's probably in his life too, but it's great to see that kind of happy ending in it. And I would just love to have him on the show. Obviously, that's be like huge. But if you know him, hit him up. Let him know. Young Jurks. But anyways, but in the politics too, and especially the fundraising that they've done for the charities and how smart they are with who they pick to support. Like that, I just really respect this band. They're a hardworking band, both in the music and the business and the charity. And they've continued to focus on the music. And I really love them for that. And I love their songs. And so we're going to celebrate tonight because Pearl Jam is out on tour in May. They're going to be touring US and Europe and Australia. It's and they're coming to Boston. I think one of their biggest markets, I really feel like, is Boston. So that's again why I want to have any member of Pearl Jam, obviously, but especially Eddie on the show. They're doing 2 nights at Fenway Park. So let's just bring up the new song. This is going to be, we played a little clip right at the beginning, but we're going to actually play the whole song, kind of review it and see what we think here. This is going to be my second or third time listening to it. Let's hear it. This is Dark Matter, 2024.
Feel the light from my eyes, in the blood from my heart. When all this dark matter.
Oh, I already love it. You know why I love it so much? The guitar, number one, obviously. I love that hard. It's heavy. And his vocals are like loud. You can hear them. I like the lyrics too. We'll go maybe through some of the lyrics. I don't know. The lyrics are always great in Pearl Jam songs.
Take the blood from my chest, with the thoughts in my mind. We're losing time, dark matter. Denounce the devil gods, king diamond to destroy. Deploy the dialogue, your word against the law. It's strange these days when everybody else pays, but someone else is mistake. There's blame, cliches till everybody else pays, but someone else is mistake.
Drums are amazing too. Just Jesus Christ, really good song. I love it. 2024, we getting this from Pearl Jam. I like it better than their last release already. This one song. I like the lyrics too, talking about how we all pay. We all pay for the mistakes of the guys on top. Just a good song.
Rolling away, go pulling apart, and all this dark matter. I want you to sin, and it's stuck in my head. Arrested the press, no one knows what happened next. But would you die alone? Your word against the law. It's strange these days when everybody else pays for someone else's mistake. There's rain, cliches till everybody else pays for someone else's mistake. No tolerance for intolerance, so no patience left for impatience no more. No love lost for lost loves. No sorrow for the unaccountable.
I gotta say, you gotta churn this one up. Listen, yeah, I listened to it on the computer, wasn't as good until I had it on in the car in the stereo, and now I get the headphones on. You gotta turn this thing up. I just turned it up again. It's good loud. This is a good song. I love Everyone Else Pays. That was great. Loved it. Oh, wow. We're gonna put up their video too on their tour dates. Yeah, I love these guys, as you can tell. I like their politics too. I like their pragmatic, how pragmatic they are. They were always one step ahead of me. I got mad when they endorsed Obama back in the day, but it's like they were right. I was still a third party guy. Um, I'm riding with Biden just like they are too. And I think it takes a lot of guts in this day and age for a band, even like them, to put out T-shirts and sweatshirts on their Facebook saying "Riding with Biden, Pearl Jam," and that's what they do. I just like this band a lot. I like that they live for what they believe in, and I like their music. And I'm looking forward. I don't know, but hopefully I'll go. I don't even know if I can get there. We'll see. I've always dogs and work, and that second week in September is so busy for us always in terms of work. And the tickets are going to sell out like immediately this week. So they're on sale, right? You can get in the wait list through like Ticketmaster, check their website. Hopefully I get on there. We'll see. Geez, I really want to go September. But either way, the thing about today is you get to live vicariously through things like YouTube. And there's people that will record basically every song from the set list and put it up there. So I feel like what's so exciting is that we get to live as fans vicariously, even when we don't go get to see the shows or travel. You can still feel like you're part of the tour. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Pearl Jam out there. I know they've had a lot of setbacks in the last few years in terms of COVID and Eddie's voice, from the smoke fires, having to cancel dates and all kinds of things. It's been very difficult for all musicians, both in terms of, performing in the post-COVID world and worrying about people getting sick and people not being able to be there because of it. So it's definitely a difficult time for music and musicians and live music, especially, which has taken a huge hit in restaurants. So definitely want to support music as much as possible. That's another reason why I think I want to cover music more on the show. And Pearl Jam is the perfect place to start off because I know a lot of people familiar with them. And I'm excited. Like personally, this is like my big band right now. Like I always love Nirvana and Pearl Jam. Just like my immediately. I even before, especially Pearl Jam and Soundgarden, and Temple of the Dog, before they were even big, because that music was out like a year before it caught on. Once Nirvana hit, then Pearl Jam caught, but their album had been out for basically a year. They had done a tour, and then they got famous. It was the weirdest thing. So a lot of us that were looking, for new music, we discovered that, and it was just amazing to see what happened with them. And I love their music. I love Verses. I love 10. I like all of them. Vitology. I bought them all. No Code. I bought them all the day they came out, and just been a huge fan. So let's play up their tour dates. And I'm happy with this new music. I can't wait to listen to the rest of the album. It comes out April 19th, the day before 420. Let's look at their tour dates. They got a bunch of tour dates, and be happy that a band like Pearl Jam is still touring and still around, because a lot of bands, great bands and great artists, don't make it for a variety of reasons, whether it's through lack of popularity or lack of money or drug addiction or death. And to have a band like this still kicking around is pretty damn exciting. So I'm excited. Let's check out the tour dates. There it is right there. September 15th and 17th, Boston at Fenway Park. I know Philly, New York, a lot of other Chicago, uh, Seattle got a lot of good dates too, but I'm really happy that September 15th and 17th, Boston, Fenway Park. Wow. Get your tickets, pearljam.com.